Genoa are having a terrible season in Italy, with a real chance they will be relegated to Serie B. And to add to the misery that's ensuing on the pitch, Genoa haven't won a major trophy for almost 100 years, and that is shocking, especially given they have spent over 75 years of their history in the Italian top division. This has got to change. Now, the Genoa board have acted and they've brought in Daniele De Rossi to steady the ship, but Genoa need results and they need them fast, or relegation is looming. But that is where we come in, as today we are taking charge of Genoa with the ultimate end goal of winning them a Champions League trophy. But first we need to steady the ship and give Genoa a proper rebuild. So this is the Genoa team we have loaded into in FC26, and it is clear to see why they are struggling in Serie A. This starting 11 is just not up to scratch. There's going to be a lot of work to be done to actually keep Genoa a Serie A side in Season 1, and that is because we are using the live start points feature for this video, and Genoa start off at 18th place, 1 win from 11, with a real possibility of going down in Season 1. But it's not unfixable. We're only 1 point off safety, and we've got a lot of games to play, so we can keep this club up. And we've also got some very exciting youngsters at the club. Brooke Norton-Cuffy, 21-year-old 70 rated right midfielder, will be a good player for us. We do also have Valentin Carbone in on loan from Inter Milan, 71 rated 20-year-old attacking midfielder. Now, we can sign whoever we want in this rebuild, so we could make this loan permanent. We've also got Lorenzo Colombo in on loan from AC Milan. He's a great player as well. But we do have a lot of players out of contracts at the end of the season. We've also got a lot of players loaned in, which isn't the best. So it's not going to be easy. The first thing we need to do is decide on a formation we want to use going forward and a play style as well. Now, we've changed the starting 11 up a little bit. We're going to stick with the formation we've got, and this is going to be the team so far to go into Season 1, but we can actually make signings in Season 1, which is something we don't normally do. So we can bolster the team where needed, and we have actually got 21 million euros to do so. Now, we can sign whoever we want in this rebuild, just not in Season number 1. We're stuck with the team we've got. We've got to somehow try and keep this squad of players in Serie A. It's definitely going to be a challenge. However, we do have a decent bench. There's a few extra players in the reserves we could use. We're just going to have to simply hope for the best and hope that we can keep these players up. Now, while transfers are banned for Season 1, I did not ban making loan players permanent, and we are absolutely making Valentin Carbone's loan into a permanent deal. He is an excellent young player, and Carbone signs for 4.3 million. And we are also going to make Albert Grombach's loan a permanent deal as well. As 24-year-old and 74 rated. I think he'll be a really decent player for us for the next few seasons. And Grombach signs for 7 million euros. I'm really happy with our 2 new signings. Now, I feel like the way I want to play with Genoa is going to be a high pressing system. I want to be getting stuck into the opposition, winning the ball back high in their half. I'm going to hope our energy alone can help keep us in Serie A this season. Now, we're also getting rid of this youth scout. He is shocking, and we are replacing him with a much better one. Now, in these rebuilds, we always use your recommendations for nations to scout, and that's going to be no different in this rebuild. But for the first season, I am going to be scouting Italy, just because I want to find a world-class goalkeeper, and Italy are well known for their world-class goalkeepers. Now, our preparation work for Season 1 is completed. We're locking the starting 11 in for the new season, and our first game as Genoa boss is a massive tie against 14th place Cagliari. So our reign as Genoa boss is on the way. Can we kick off with a vital 3 points? So here we go, boys. Our first Italian rebuild of FC26 is on the way. Get a foot in, first shot of the game for Cagliari. Can we counter though? That's a really good ball to Maxwell Cornet.
Nope.
Oh, he can't break through. Good turn by Carbone. What a last-ditch tackle that is, just as we're about to pull the trigger. But that's a poor ball by the goalkeeper. Up. Friends up. Oh, it's blocked. Get there. Oh, so deadlock at the break. It feels like 1 goal is going to win this. This is such a big second half. If we can find a winning goal, it could be massive for our season. This has got to be a good ball. And it is. And it's got to be a finish. And it is! 1-0 to Genoa. Vitinha with a goal. That could be an absolutely massive goal. Pull it back. Vitinha's in again. This is going to seal the game. Vitinha! 2-0 to Genoa. That is game over. Just imagine if I somehow concede 2 goals and let them back into it now. Oh no. Oh no. Save it, keeper. Oh my god, not even 5 minutes after we go 2-0 up, we concede. And there's the full-time whistle, 3 points to kick off the rebuild. Let's use this as a springboard to stay up in Serie A. So we have arrived at the end of season number 1. Have we managed to keep Genoa in Serie A? We have, boys, but it was really, really close. We finished 16th in the league, just 5 points above the relegation zone, only winning 7 games all season and losing 20 games. This first transfer window is going to be very important season, we have to nail the signings. In the Coppa Italia, we were knocked out in the first phase by Atalanta, who beat us 2-1. But all that mattered this season was survival in Serie A, and we have managed to do so. Now, this is how the team is looking at the end of the season. Some very unhappy faces. We have got an academy player in goal, Marchetti, 17-year-old, 68 rated, who is showing great potential. We're going to be looking to bring a new CDM, left mid, and potentially centre-back to the club, as Ostigard is only in on loan. I think if we nail these signings, we'll have a much better chance of avoiding relegation again in Season 2. And we are going into Season 2 with a bit of a plan. As well as losing Ostigard and Cornet to their loans, we won't be making either of them permanent, as they haven't got the best potential. We are also losing 4 first-team players, all of which are aging and not good enough to start games. Next season, we will also be selling players like Malinovsky and Nikolai Stanciu, 2 of our highest-rated players, but they're old, aging, and we're going to move them on and replace them. And in terms of stats this season, Vitinha did get 10 goals and 3 assists. Cornet got 8 goals and 4 assists, but after that, hardly any involvements from the rest of the squad. So we have arrived in Season 2. We've got 27 million euros in the bank, which is more than I was expecting. That's always going to be a help. And something else that's a massive help is if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. That really does help me out trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on the channel. Now, before we make any cash signings in this transfer window, we have actually brought in one free agent. Antonio Gallo joins us on a 4-year deal. 26-year-old, 76 rated, Italian left back with really good stats, and he's a really big improvement on our current left back. As a free agent, I think this is a fantastic signing. And our first cash signing of the season has been made. Matteo Prati joins for 8 million euros. 22-year-old, 74 rated, really good potential. Really happy with this signing. And following Prati through the door is a new left midfielder, as Ismail Garbi joins for 11.5 million euros. 22-year-old, 75 rated, signing from Braga with really exciting stats and excellent potential. Now, we have only got 5 million euros remaining. Sorry if I sound a bit weird, I am quite ill at the minute. But with a lot of players listed for transfer and a lot of players listed for loan, I'm confident we're going to raise the necessary funds to make at least one more signing. But before we do that, we have got the small matter of sending out our youth scouts to one of your recommendations. And for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Slovenia, but I have already scouted for a goalkeeper in Italy and actually found one. But while we're over in Slovenia, we are going to be looking for midfielders as we look to find the next Robert Koren or Josip Ilic. And we'll also be looking for centre-backs as we want to try and find the next Darko Milanic. Now, we have made one final signing. It's a loan to buy, as we have loaned in Abdullah Faye from Bayer Leverkusen on a 1-season loan. He's 21-year-old, 71 rated, left-footed. We've got an option to buy him for 5 million euros at the end of the season. Got really good potential as well. And he also shares the same name as one of my favourite ever Bolton players, who absolutely loved a goal against Arsenal. Now, there has been outgoings. Players like Alan Matoro's gone out on loan. He looks like a really promising youngster who could even break into the first team. We've sold a few players like Gabriele Calvani, aging players like Malinovsky, Lee. Now, I don't see there being any more business done in this transfer window. That's going to be our transfer window done. And I think the starting 11 we are taking into the second season is looking much stronger. We've got rid of the aging players who have no development left in them. We've brought young players into the team who can help push us to the next level. We're locking the starting 11 in for Season 2, and in turn, we are going to be simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. Hopefully, come May, we're still in Serie A. So we have arrived at the end of season number 2. How have Genoa got on this season? Well, we finished 12th in Serie A on 48 points. As we can see, absolutely nowhere near the relegation zone. Cremonese only winning 1 game all season. That is crazy. So we've made a steady improvement on season number 1, and things are genuinely looking up now for Genoa. But in the Coppa Italia, knocked out by Serie B side Spezia, who beat us on penalties. That simply is just not good enough. But I'm really encouraged by the starting 11. We have seen a lot of growth, and you may see we have got a young Slovenian centre-back in the starting 11. If Jackie's 17-year-old and 66 rated, he has got really good potential. I thought, why not? Let's just throw him straight in the team and get him growing. We've got nothing to lose. We're not expected to win any trophies, so we can actually have a real focus on player development. So where do I want to improve the team though next season? Well, it's all dependent on our budget. I'm really happy with how the squad's looking at the minute. I feel like we've got a lot of young players in there who are growing. I would like to bring in the new right back to replace Norton Cuffy. He is a good player. I feel like he'll be a good rotation option, but not a starter. And I would like to bring in a new striker to replace Vitinha, as he's hit his max potential. I don't think he's going to grow too much more without dynamic potential. But again, it's completely dependent on how much money we get given, because at the end of the season, we're losing Nikolai Stanciu. I wish we could have got a transfer fee for him, but no one bid for him. And we do have to make Abdullah Faye's loan into a permanent deal. And at 22-year-old and 74 rated, I think he is actually a really decent player. And finally, onto the stats. Ismail Garbi was an outstanding signing. 17 goals and 3 assists. That is fantastic. Carboni and Grombeck were good as well, both getting double figures, but Vitinha, our striker, only scoring 6 goals all season. That's not good enough, and that's not going to get us into the top half. So before we get into season 3, let's settle the buy option for Abdoulaye Fair to save us some money next season, and we're going to get him for just 5.2 million euros, which is an absolute steal. And that's Fair signed. Great way to end the season. So we are now in season 3. We've got a better budget of 36 million euros, which I do think I can work with. I may give Vitinha one more season as starting player. Oh, I've just noticed that Marchetti's injured. 16 days. That's not too bad. I thought I was going to have to bring a new goalkeeper in then. What we're going to do, we're going to give Divjak another season of growing. He's going to be playing every single game. I am going to bring a new right back in to replace Norton Cuffy. See how much money we've got. Don't think we can sign 2 first team starters with the money we've got given. I may look to improve our bench a little bit by bringing in some more rotation players. So we are kicking off the transfer window with 2 free agent signings to bring some depth to the squad. The first player we signed was a backup attacking midfielder who can play a multitude of positions. Lucas Asade, 74 rated, 23-year-old, got upwards of 83 potential. He's a really decent player. Good option to have off the bench for sure. We then signed a backup winger, Dan Rotz, 25-year-old, 76 rated, really decent player, actually worth 10 million. I think he's going to be a really adequate backup heading into the 3rd season. And a new right back has been acquired as Matteo Zanotti signs for 17.5 million. And he signs from FC Lugano at 24-year-old, 78 rated, really well-rounded player. And he has got upwards of 85 potential in FC26. And he is a massive improvement on Brook Norton Cuffy. Now, we do still have 15 million euros. I do think there's a chance we could still sign a striker. Now, there has been some significant outgoings in this transfer window, as the likes of Aaron Martin, Johan Vazquez, and Mikael Ellertson have all left the club. All 3 of these players handed in transfer requests, and who am I to stop them from leaving? This now leaves us with 30 million euros in the bank, which is going to fund our striker deal. And a new striker has been acquired as Sebastiano Esposito signs from Inter Milan for 25 million euros. At 25-year-old and 79 rated with really good stats, this is a huge signing for Genoa. And despite our young centre-backs and goalkeepers who are still developing, this team looks like a starting 11 that could definitely challenge for a top half finish in Serie A. We're going to lock this starting 11 in for the new season. All that's left to do is sort our youth scouting out. And for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Togo, where we are going to look for centre-backs, left-backs and wingers. But we are now going to be simulating forwards straight through to the end of season 3. I think we've had an excellent transfer window, and I definitely think we are capable of finishing in the top half. So we have arrived at the end of season 3, and it's an 8th place finish for Genoa. We did achieve our top half finish. We finished on 60 points, not actually too far away from European football, which will be the goal for season 4. I'm really impressed with our performance this season, but unfortunately we would only make the 2nd round of the Coppa Italia, losing to Sassuolo 2-1. But I'm really encouraged by our starting 11, boys. It's starting to look really strong. Almost everyone in the starting 11 is above 80 rated. I'm just thinking I may send Divjak out on loan this season and potentially replace him with a new centre-back to help get us into European football. He's just too far behind the rest of the squad, boys. We may also bring in another centre-back just for depth, as that's a position we are really lacking in. And our best players this season were Ismail Garbi and Valentin Carboni. They've been excellent this season. Esposito had a decent first season at Genoa, getting 12 goals and 6 assists, and Asadi had a good season as well, getting 7 goals and 3 assists from the bench. So we've arrived in season 4, and we have got a decent budget of 41 million euros, which is going to go into signing 2 centre-backs, 1 for the bench, 1 for the starting 11. But that absolutely doesn't mean that Zan Divjak's chances of playing first team football for us are gone. Just feel like he needs a little bit more experience before he can be a starting player for us. And an experienced centre-back has been acquired as we complete the signing of Matteo Gabbia from AC Milan for 27 million euros. And he is 28-year-old, 83 rated, very experienced centre-back who's right-footed as well, which we don't currently have at the club. He's an Italian international with Champions League experience, and I feel like he's going to be vital in bringing European football to Genoa. And we have brought in a second centre-back from the free agents list. Flavius Danilovic has joined us on a 4-year deal. 27-year-old, 77 rated, can play a multitude of positions with decent stats as well. He's going to be a decent backup heading into season 4. Now, for the youth scouting this season, we are going back to Italy. I do want to keep the core of the squad Italian in this rebuild, and we are going to be looking for wild players while we're searching our home nation. Now, in terms of outgoings, 4 players have left on loan. More will follow as the transfer window progresses. Can't see there being any significant outgoings or significant incomings between now and the start of the season. So that means this is going to be the Genoa team that takes us into season number 4. We are looking very strong. Just 1 player in the starting 11s below 80 rated in Fair, who will be 80 rated by the end of the season. We're locking the starting 11 in. All the foundations are set, and we actually get European football though. So let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season and see if Genoa can make it happen. So we have arrived at the end of season number 4, and I wanted any form of European football this season. Well, we finished second in the league, boys, which has actually secured us Champions League football. That is insane. Juventus did run away with the league and won the title. We have performed better than I ever could have imagined this season. And we also reached the quarter-final of the Coppa Italia, losing to Atalanta 2-1. And we have got a really strong team on paper, but we are going to need 1 or 2 improvements next season. We need to focus on removing some players who are already in our starting 11, and I'm going to be looking for a new left back and potentially a new right back next season, just to solidify our back line that little bit more and make us more prepared for Champions League football. And I think our bench is looking really decent as well. We could maybe do with a new backup CDM. We'll have to see what kind of budget we're working with in season 4, but our budgets have been pretty good so far. Now, stats wise, Esposito was our best player, 21 goals and 6 assists. Garbi had another good season as well, and quite a few players did get 7 or 8 goals. We've actually been really decent this season. I'm really looking forward to see how we get on in season 5 and our debut season in the Champions League. So we have arrived in season 5, and we have had our best budget to date of 82 million euros. This is going to go such a long way this season. I'm confident at the end of this transfer window we are going to be Champions League ready. And a new left back is first through the door in this transfer window as Matteo Ruggeri signs for the club for 46 million euros. Ruggeri is 84 rated, 26-year-old, can also play left midfield. His stats are absolutely outstanding. What a signing this is for us. Now, we still have 31 million euros in the bank, but I am expecting a few outgoings which will raise some cash, and I am confident we'll get a right back in as well. Now, we've also had quite a big sale as Brooke Norton-Cuffy has headed back to England to Nottingham Forest for 21 million, leaving us with 49 million in the bank, and I have got a right back in mind who I'm desperate to sign. And we have got our man as a new right back walks through the door as Jose Carmona signs for 44.5 million. Signing from Stuttgart, he's 27-year-old, 83 rated, can play all along the right hand side, a bit like Ruggeri can on the left. Fantastic stats, really good player, and he's got upwards of 90 potential as well. Now, we've only got 500k in the bank. We will be selling 1 or 2 players to raise some funds as we do have contracts to renew this season, but I'm really happy with our 2 new signings. Yeah, definitely ready for the Champions League. I mean, our starting 11 is now looking amazing. Our wingers, our fullbacks are fantastic, and I'm that excited, boys. I'm just going to simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. I'm hoping to finish in the top 4 again, maybe even win a trophy, and I want to get to at least the round of 16 of the Champions League. So we have arrived at the end of the season, and we have shown a slight bit of regression as we've only finished 4th in Serie A. Still qualify for Champions League football next season, which is a big plus point. 73 points, but we were miles off the top of the league, Juventus. At least we've got Champions League football again next season. And we would make the Italian Super Cup final, but we did lose to Juventus on penalties. They ran away with the league this season, so I can't be too bitter by this result. And in the Coppa Italia, we would only make the round of 16 and lose to Como. I would have liked to have got a little bit further in this competition for sure. And in the Champions League, wow, we were so poor. We finished 29th in the league phase, which means we didn't even get to the playoff round. We only won 2 out of 8 games and lost 5 in return. We need to be much better in the Champions League next season. Now, despite the fact the team's looking really decent on paper, we are going to need some reinforcements. We definitely need to bring a new CDM in to replace Prati, and I want a world-class CDM at that. We've got a lot of unhappy faces in the squad, especially in the reserves and on the bench, and we've had a goalkeeper who's been out injured since February, which definitely hasn't helped our results. We need to put things right next season, and I think by signing a new first-choice CDM, that's really going to help us out. Now, at the end of the season, Forsby is retiring. He's been a decent servant, and in terms of stats this season, Esposito was our best player, getting 23 goals and 4 assists. Garbi were decent again. Carmona chipped in with 10 goals from right back. He's been a great signing. And one final bit of news of this season, Antonio Gallo handed in a transfer request. He wouldn't sign a new contract, so we've had to sell him. He's gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 30 million euros. So we are now in season 6, I think, and we've got 97 million euros in the bank. We can massively improve the CDM position, which is desperately needed this season. If I'm right in thinking we've got a lot of contracts to renew, yeah, we have got a few players to renew, mainly youth players, so I do want to keep these lads, and we've got a few first team players who will ask for new deals this season as well. And a new CDM has been secured. I'm really happy with this signing as we complete the signing of Samuel Erice for 48 million euros. He is 85 rated, 28-year-old, fantastic stats. He makes makes a direct rival in AC Milan weaker, and he's going to be straight into our starting 11 for the new season. Now, a few players have also left the club. We've loaned out quite a few youngsters and sold some rotation players who were never going to play for us. The main player being Sedu Finney, 24-year-old and 74 rated. No one really lost to the squad. And personally, after the signing of Ricci, I think we've still got a team that's growing, so I don't really think I'm going to make another signing. This is going to be the starting 11 that takes into the new season. I am going to lock it in. Really happy to see 3 youth academy players on our bench who will hopefully grow quite a bit as well this season. Now, to be honest, that's going to do it for our preparations. I know it's short and sweet, but I'm going to be simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. And our team is now starting to look very, very strong on paper. We've got an empty trophy cabinet that really needs some trophies added to it. And we have absolutely got to perform better in the Champions League this season. Can we achieve our goals though? There's only one way to find out. So we have arrived at the end of season 6 and we are back in the top 2 as we have finished second in the league and finishing on 82 points, 3 points behind Juventus, who have been unbelievable in this rebuild, boys. They just ran away with the league titles. So we have once again secured Champions League football for next season. What else is in store for season 6? Well, we reached the Coppa Italia final and lost on penalties to AC Milan. Absolutely devastating. So close to our first trophy of the rebuild. Well, we are going to get another chance as we take on Real Madrid in the Champions League final. And after not even getting out of the league phase last season, I can't lie, I am surprised to see us in the final. Now, in the league phase, we actually finished 14th and we did lose 4 games, meaning we had to play a playoff. We beat Frankfurt 5-2 over 2 legs. Very convincing win. Setting up a round of 16 against Liverpool, who we won 5-2 once again. That's another very convincing win. In the quarterfinals, we took on Atletico Madrid and once again scored 5 goals over 2 legs, but beat Atletico 5-3 over 2 legs. Beating PSG just 1-0 over 2 legs. That is a very, very cagey semi. Celtic so close to making the final. We'll take on one of the best teams in the world in Real Madrid. And I can't lie, we are taking a very decent team into the Champions League final. 2 90 rated plus players. Only 1 player in the starting 11 is below 85 rated. I actually think this is a really strong team. Now, in terms of stats this season, Esposito was our best player, getting 28 goals and 13 assists. Garbi, Carbone, Grombach and Carmona all got over 10 goals. It's now time to pick the Hall of Famer, and I think I'm going to give it to Sebastiano Esposito. He's been consistent every season. He's scored plenty of goals, so for that reason, he is the Hall of Famer for this rebuild. And now all that's left to do is take on Real Madrid in the Champions League final. This is not going to be easy. So before we get the final on the way, let's check Real Madrid's team. Obviously, they've got the likes of Vini Jr., Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Camavinga, Tuchmani, Luis Skelly. But I have seen a big weakness. They have got a 71 rated centre-back in their team. We can definitely get at Real Madrid in this game. And thankfully, they've not got home advantage. We are playing at the Estadio de Benfica. First chance of the game. Grombach. Get the Gabi. Oh, what a chance. Bellingham with a shot blocked. Falls to Mbappe. Back to Bellingham. Just wide right. It's wake-up time. Whipped in, keeper's ball. Good, good. 30 minutes in, no real clear-cut chances. That's going to be half-time, boys. 0-0. Cagey game. Madrid been the better side, but no team has had a clear-cut chance as of yet. It's a bit of a common theme on this channel, but I do think 1 goal is going to win this final, Cito. That's a really nice ball out to Grombach. Good cross here and we score. Carbone gets in front of his man. Esposito, 1-0 to Genoa. Straight after half-time. Against the run of play, definitely, but I'll take it. Mbappe could be in. Shot from Mbappe. Good save by Marchetti. That had a lot of venom on that shot. They've not got many players in the box here. Oh, it's going to be a free header for Luis Skelly. That's going to get cleared. Well done. Get out to him. Shot from Vinny. Good save by Marchetti. Come on, boys. Just dig deep. Dig deep. Let's not concede. No. Mbappe's in. Oh, and Mbappe scores. Can't lie, lads, that has been coming. It's been coming for the entire game, to be fair. And there is the full-time whistle, lads. It's 1-1 heading into extra time. With Roda luck in this final, I can't lie. We can have no complaints at the scoreline. Let's just please make sure we don't concede again. Frendrup, get the pass right. That is a great ball. And Grombach is in. And there's a sweat on. Across the goal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Carbone. Burst the pace. Keep the run going. Penalty! Get in! Get in there! It's a penalty. We've got to score it yet. Come on. It's a perfect penalty. It's saved! No! Magnan saves the penalty. And that is half time. They're not even going to let us take the corner. We're not going to get a bigger chance than that to win this game. Oh, we'll go into penalties. Here we go, boys. It's penalty shootout. Can we win the Champions League trophy? Or does the rebuild end in penalty shootout heartbreak? Come on, Marchetti, our academy goalkeeper. Come on. Oh, no. He dove the right way. He dove the right way, and the keeper doesn't save it. Esposito scores and puts it away. 2-1 to Madrid. Carboni now next for us. That is a good penalty. It's in the back of the net. 2-2. And he's missed it. Real Madrid miss. Right, we've got to score. This is a massive penalty. It's got to go in. It does. Carmona scores. Carmona scores. Come on. Come on, Marchetti. Come on, Marchetti. We're going to save this. We're going to save it. And we're going to win the game. Tushmani shoots. Tushmani scores. I'm going to go with the side that's been serving me right all this time. Gerby. Goal. We need to score one more. Yelch, who give away the penalty, let's not forget. Yelch is up next. I'm going to stay down the middle. Oh, he scores if I would have gone the other way. This is to win it. Samuele Ricci to win the Champions League for Genoa. Insane! We win the Champions League on penalties. Samuele Ricci with the deciding kick. And Genoa are the champions of Europe. And now all that is left to do is get our hands on that Champions League trophy. And Genoa are the champions of Europe. What a way to win the Champions League. That is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And I will see you in the next one for a completely new concept on the channel.